Alrighty, my friends. Hello, Carson Meredith with you. It is 6:48 on Sunday night, October 20th, 2024. I hope you're well. Hope you've had a good weekend. Hope you enjoyed the sunshine. Man, oh man, it's one of the best weekends we've had. Well, I mean, last weekend was nice too, but it was a little warmer this go round, right? So, obviously, it's still pretty quiet here at home. That trend's going to hold for a while. So we're going to deep dive into a few other little tidbits tonight, mainly focusing on just how long this above average feel is going to be sticking around. And if you're looking for those really chilly days like we had about a week ago, you may not be a big fan of the trend I'm going to show you here as we close out October and head into November. Am I the only one that feels like this year has flown by? Man, maybe it's because I moved back here, but it's been a crazy year. It's been a fast year, and can't believe we're already talking about November, right? Who's watching tonight? Weather Geek says good evening. Perfect day today. Yeah, it was glorious, wasn't it? We've gotten up to 75 so far in Louisville today, which was exactly our forecast from this morning. Just saying. Angela says, good evening. Nice day for a drive in our Mustang, followed by grilling steaks for dinner. Golly, Angela, you're making me hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. That sounds good. Enjoy it. Let's see. And Carrie's watching on YouTube. Yeah, we're back. We haven't got anything. We haven't gone anywhere, that is. Like I said last night, Brian Good just taking last week off. But the Good Morning blog should return in full force on Monday. Okay, let's go outside. Let's go to the Kentucky Mesonet. Our good friends out at my alma mater, Western Kentucky University, supply dozens of these weather stations across our great state. That's a view from a handful of them here in Wave Country. Bullitt, Franklin, Hart, and Marion counties in this quad box. Not too bad. Beautiful sunset. Gorgeous. 61 in Bullitt, 64 in Franklin and Marion, and it's 68 degrees tonight in Hart County. Nice, comfortable evening ahead. But, it's like we've talked about all weekend. We're in that time of year where it's really cool in the evenings and the mornings, and it gets a little warm during the afternoon. So makes it a struggle to figure out what to wear depending on what's going on, right? So you might want to grab the light jackets if you have any plans this evening or early on Monday morning. Here's the big picture across the U.S. Not a lot going on just yet, right? High pressure still in control over the entire eastern U.S. You got to go up to, Minnesota, maybe South Dakota, Nebraska to find clouds. That is how incredibly quiet things are here across this great land of ours tonight. And that high pressure is going to hold for several days until that cold front moves in on Wednesday. Yes, that front is still on track to arrive by the middle of the week. Let's see. Adam's watching. Adam, you got to be a happy, happy man right now with the way your Hoosiers are playing. Wow. What a game that was yesterday. Hope you're well, my man. Kathy says, loving the cooler weather. Yeah, especially these cool mornings, crisp mornings. You can step outside on the patio and just enjoy it, right? So, yeah, that's been great. Judy saying hello. Hello, Judy. Hope you are well out there tonight. All right, let's talk about the cool start to the day on Monday. Very similar to what we had today and the last couple of days for that matter. Mid-40s here in the city, 46 to be exact. Everybody else in Wave Country, a couple degrees cooler, around 42, 43 degrees. So that's definitely jacket weather if you ask me, heading out the door tomorrow. And also be on the lookout for some patchy fog again, mainly river fog. So if your morning drive takes you close to the Ohio River or any of the other major waterways across Wave Country, just pay attention to that. This fog usually lifts quickly once we get past sunrise, but because the air is very calm, that allows for that fog to develop each morning. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, grab the jacket heading out the door in the morning and you'll be good to go. The next 12 hours for tomorrow, let's focus on tomorrow's 12-hour forecast. Mid-40s to start things off, and look how quickly we warm up. 77 is our forecast high Monday afternoon. So 1 or 2 degrees a day, right? 75 today, 77 tomorrow. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday, we get to 80 here in Louisville. No records, no record heat, okay? Nothing like that. The 90s are done for the year. I can now say that with confidence, although we've been able to say that for a few weeks now. But it's just going to be a little warmer than average for maybe a little while longer. But nonetheless, we'll have all the sunshine to enjoy. So that's the story here locally. And if you've been outside this weekend, you've probably noticed a little more color on those leaves. That fall foliage peak is getting ever so closer. And if you look at the national view here, let me take it full here so you can see it better. So the entire Rocky Mountains basically already passed their peak for the season. And you see those red colors stretch through the northern plains, through the Great Lakes into New England. We did a story, it may have been this weekend, I can't remember, how New Hampshire has become a hot spot, excuse me, for fall foliage to go check out the view up there in New England, right? So they're past their peaks to our west and to our north. Here at home, we're just now getting into that good time for the foliage, right? You go my drive into work, to and from work, I'm starting to see a lot of yellows and oranges and reds. Then those colors, I'm telling you guys, are really going to pop this week. These cool mornings and warm afternoons really aid in that fall foliage color. So this week is going to be very, very nice as those leaves keep on changing. Just wanted to throw that in there. Okay, here comes that front on Wednesday. I don't have any new details for you on this front, to be completely honest with you. Our forecast remains the same. This front will move in Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. With it, likely just some cloud cover. That's it. No rain really in the forecast. Just to be on the safe side, I did leave a 10% chance for maybe a random little shower that tries to pop up. But guys, it's just not there. This looks to be another dry cold front. We've had several of these recently. Looks like we'll have another one. And once that front moves through, we get that temperature coming back to reality by Thursday and into Friday. But emphasis on how brief this cool down is going to be, okay? 68 on Thursday. So, yeah, that's pretty typical for this type of year, right? But there's been some indications tonight, in particular, looking over the data, that this may now be the only day with highs in the 60s. In other words, we're going to warm things up again a little quicker now, heading into next weekend. So if you're a fan of the 60s during the day, Thursday is your pick this week before we get back into the 70s heading into next weekend. Let's see. The comments are quiet tonight. Comments are quiet. But that's okay. That's all right. We've got a quiet weather pattern, right? We're not going to complain. Adam is very happy, though, because his Indiana Hoosiers are 7-0, and in my opinion, could make the playoff and who knows, could win this whole thing in college football. Wild, right? Weather related, Adam asks, has anyone else had no rain this month? Yeah, let's do a poll in the comments. Have you guys had any rain in October? Technically in Louisville we have. I think it was Tuesday of last week. We had those showers roll through. But we are still on track for the driest October ever. And I really don't see a lot of rain chances to at least get us out of the top 5. I think this could very well be a top 5 driest October ever here in the city. However, there are some chances for maybe things to get a little more bumpy as we go to the last couple days of October. I'll explain that in the 10-day here in just a second. Let's see. Where's Gary's comment? There we go. How much longer till spring? Well, it would be about 5 months from today, March 20th. Somewhere in that ballpark is when spring officially begins. But we got to get through winter first, unfortunately, or fortunately, if you're Brian Good. Jonathan sums it up well. Comments are just like the weather, quiet. Yeah. So you can't really say much when it's quiet like this, right? Judy says she's had a few sprinkles at her house this month, probably going back to last week, right? Josh is in Destin on the beach. I'm jealous. Missing anything back at home? Not really. We had frost this past week. That's about it. It's been very, 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 very quiet. Well, this is interesting from Weather Geek. Little factoid talking about Tampa. You know, they just went through Hurricane Milton. What was that, 10 days ago now? Tampa says their yearly rainfall totals over 77 inches of rain. That's nuts. Goodness. It makes sense, though. They've had one hurricane make direct landfall, basically, and then they had 2 others, Debbie and Helene, go nearby. So, yeah, that makes sense. Let's see, Angela thinks there's some sprinkles in Radcliffe. Angela's happy about Navy, about the Naval Academy, 6-0. Yeah, how about that? What a crazy year in college football. Wouldn't expect anything different, right? I don't think we'll want to talk about the Cats or the Cards, though. It's getting a little rocky, right? Okay, so you got your push on the Wave Weather app or on Facebook or Twitter, X, whatever Elon calls it tonight, and you saw staying warm into November, ? Well, my friends, this is the latest update from the Climate Prediction Center. For our 14-day temperature outlook. This goes from next Monday, October 28th, basically through the first weekend of November. And all of this red, basically over the eastern 2/3 of the United States, means that it is almost a guarantee that our temperatures are going to be above average as we close out October and begin the first few days of November. Now, this map does not mean that we're going to have highs in the 80s every single day. Because remember, our average temperatures are dropping as we go deeper into the cool season, right? Our average high today is 69. Come Halloween, our average high is 64. So that measurement tool for this map is getting lower and lower and lower, which means it's easier to be above average, right? But you get the idea. This is a very warmer than usual weather pattern that's going to be with us, generally speaking, for at least the next couple of weeks. So if you're a fan of these cool mornings and warm afternoons, you're really going to like the next 2 weeks in all likelihood. There will be a cool down on Thursday, right? There might be more little brief cool downs here and there. But generally speaking, guys, it's going to be staying a little warm as we close out October and begin the first few days of November. So that's the big talking point tonight. And it's not just us. I mean, look at this whole part of the country. Definitely going to likely see above average temperatures for a while. Let's see. Adam says, when is the latest 80-degree temp? Do you mean ever, Adam? Do you mean record-wise? I'd have to look that up, to be honest with you. I want to say November, but I got it. There's had to have been a random 80-degree day in December way back when. That's a really good question. I'll have to look that up. I'll post it in the comments once I'm done tonight, Adam. So keep watching later on. So anyway, yeah, it's going to stay warm, guys. Let's talk tropics, since Josh is making everybody jealous being in Destin. I'm kidding, Josh. I'm glad you're here. We still got Oscar out there. It's a Category 1 hurricane. And it's making its way towards Cuba tonight. It's a very compact hurricane. Somebody, who was it that commented that? Brandon, yeah. Tiniest hurricane I think I've ever seen. Yeah, it's very compact. That is for sure. And again, this hurricane, to be totally honest with you, I don't want to say it came out of nowhere, but it did develop very, very, very quickly. We went from just an area to watch on Saturday morning to a Category 1 hurricane in 4 hours, if that. So yeah, this developed rather quickly, but thankfully it has not intensified beyond where it's at now, 80-mile-per-hour winds. So it's Category 1. It's making its way towards Cuba tonight, and it's still going to make a very sharp turn to the north and east starting overnight tonight, really. So it's going to meander the southeastern tip of Cuba for the next through tonight, and I'd say into early Monday. And then it's going to go shoop north and east, way out over the open water, back with the fish, and not be an issue for the United States. So no more concerns for Florida with this system. There never was, let's be clear. But usually when we see systems in the Caribbean, we start getting a little worried, but not this go round. This will not be an issue for the United States at all. It's just that good reminder that we still technically have another month in the hurricane season. We go all the way until basically Thanksgiving weekend, November 30th. So we'll watch Oscar. Not Oscar the Grouch. Get it? Haha. But it will not be an issue for the U.S. Jonathan, what's with the squiggly lines? You trying to compete with Brian? No, not at all. I don't know. I just felt like trying to be a little artistic. I'm not very good at it, as you can tell. Let's see. Angela, even Noah referred to Oscar as tiny in one of their advisories yesterday. Yeah, it's a compact little hurricane. That is for sure. Okay, I'm just going to jump to the 10-day because it's pretty quiet. We warm things up the next few days. Low 80s Tuesday and Wednesday. That brief cool down into the 60s on Thursday. And you notice the rain chances. I put in still low-end rain chances Friday onward into next weekend and into the following week. There's still a lot of uncertainty as to what happens beyond that point. When it comes to the upper air pattern, we're going to have little short waves trying to scoot through the trough, the bigger upper trough. What does that mean when it comes to precip chances? How dry are we going to be in the atmosphere? So a lot of things to decipher beyond Friday. So confidence in our forecast beyond that point, just being honest with you guys, is pretty low. But there's at least some indications as we get into Friday, next weekend, beyond, that there might be a couple waves of showers moving through. It doesn't look concerning at this point. I mean, goodness knows we need the rain. But even then, the rain chances for now are pretty slim, 10, 20%. That's it. So we'll watch that mainly as we get towards the end of the week into next weekend. But all in all, it's looking pretty quiet. Has to be the quietest October we've ever had. So far, I'm not jinxing it. I am not jinxing it at all. As you see, this 10-day goes pretty much all the way through Halloween, which, by the way, since a lot of you are probably wondering, wait for it. We're getting closer. Brian's been working on the winter forecast, and it will be out on the Wave Weather app and on the blog on Halloween night. So get ready. We are, 11 days away? So making the final touches on that big forecast here over the next week and a half. Any comments, questions, thoughts, concerns before we wrap things up tonight? As always, I appreciate you guys watching, even when it's dead quiet, like it has been for much of this past month. But we're always here taking care of you guys. That's our job. That's what we are paid to do, and we enjoy doing it. And we hope you enjoy watching us as well. Kathy says she's a big snow lover, so I bet you're hoping our forecast is kind of snow heavy, right? We'll just have to wait and see, right? I'm not going to give you any spoilers. All right. We got football tonight. You guys know the drill on Sunday nights. New York Jets and Pittsburgh Steelers. So that'll be on NBC this evening. Once we are done with that football game, hopefully around 11:30 tonight. If you're still up, feel free to tune in for a late edition of Wave News at 11. I'll be there with an updated look at the rest of the week ahead. And the rest of the crew will be back tomorrow, including Be Good, with the blog tomorrow. All right? Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I'll pop up the 10-day one more time so you can enjoy the sun that you will see here on the 10-day. There you go. 77 tomorrow, low 80s Tuesday and Wednesday. Little cool down on Thursday. And then we'll go right back into the 70s beyond that point. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. You'll see me on TV tonight after Sunday Night Football on Wave News. If you can't stay up that late, I don't blame you. I'm tired. I'm going to pass out as soon as I get home, probably. But we will be here late tonight whenever we have to go on. And I'll be back here next weekend, morning, afternoon, and night as well. Take care, everybody. I will see you guys next week. I forgot the music with the winter graphic. There you go. Kind of gets you in the Christmas spirit, doesn't it? Awesome. Halloween night. We're getting closer. All right. See y'all later. Good night.